Hey, y'all, what's up? This is Vandal here for DAOrecords and the Pop-Up Season 2. We are live and direct on the line with Siha all the way from the UK, and we are gearing up for episode 3 coming up on the, what was it again? 22nd?
22nd of August.
22nd of August, that's right. And yeah, so I guess we're going to kick it off with just a little introduction to let people know a little bit more about you, where you're from, your musical background and that kind of thing. So take it away.
Thanks a lot, Jason. Thanks, first of all, for letting me be a part of this whole collaboration and event. I feel very blessed to be a part of it, especially seeing some of the names up there, you know, working with yourself and some of these great artists, whether they're digital artists, musicians. So it's a real honor to be a part of this event. So thank you first and foremost. Yeah, myself used to be called Don Siha back in the days. Went to D Siha. Now it's just Siha. There's only one Don as far as I'm concerned, so it's just Siha nowadays. So yeah, started DJing back in the parks, you know, radio, school jams, college jams, house parties. So from DJing, I guess the natural progression was to go into production. I got myself my SP1200 and started collaborating with other artists. You know, my love of hip hop, I was lucky to grow up in the golden era of hip hop, as it's known, as I know it. I was very blessed to have grown up in that era. Listening to electro tapes, listening to, you know, hip hop in its early years, and seen it all through the progression. Kind of being fascinated by the whole hip hop scene, whether it's breakdancing, MCing, DJing, beatboxing, graffiti. You know, I just love the whole thing, like it was a religion. You know. From there was, I guess, you know, just growing up DJing, producing. Music was always being played in our house. My dad was a DJ. He's a vinyl collector, you know, an Indian film music historian. So there was always music playing on in our house, like you had Indian music playing downstairs. I'd be playing soul and hip hop upstairs, you know. So I guess it's always just been a part of my life.
That's amazing, man. It's like, because I don't think I knew your family, your dad, and being a DJ and a music historian. I think that you know, that says a lot for your love of music as well, and how we met through music also. And so tell me a bit more about your first experiences moving into production. Like you said, you got an SP1200. You started like with analog vinyl, sampling vinyls and that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I guess it all started from a dream. Everything starts from a dream, right? So I used to have a poster of an SP1200 up on my wall, and I used to look at it every day, and I saved up for it. So I was like, one day I'm going to get this SP1200, you know, and make beats like I'm hearing out there. And that's what I did, you know. I managed to be disciplined enough to kind of save up the money, you know, with jobs I had from here and there. And I got my SP1200 and I started making beats. And, you know, you could call them bedroom beats, you know, vibing, and it was all sampling from all vinyl. Samples are all like, you could call it a pure form of hip hop sampling or making music. You know, it was just really just sampling from vinyl at that point. And
Nice.
obviously using the drum machines. And
so how was your transition moving from analog? Because I mean, I'm also from the analog era as well. How was that, like, as a producer, making the shift over from using analog gear to, let's say, producing on computers and using DAWs, like digital audio workstations? How was that for you? Like, was it a smooth transition? Was it gradual? Was it something that you resisted for a while? Like, tell me a bit more about that experience for you.
I guess I was lucky in a sense because I've always been into computers, and I've been a bit of a geeky kid, you could say, you know. So I've always been into IT and computers. And so making beats was a bit strange initially, you know. You just have to, it's a different format. It's a different kind of, you know, you have to get to know things. Then, you know, you start playing with, like, back in the days, it was on the Amiga. Used to have music software on the Amiga, Commodore Amiga. And, you know, I used to be like, wow, what's going on here, you know? You could take a sample so easily and it wasn't limited to just 10 seconds. So I guess, so the technology made it, much easier to make music, I guess. But in a sense, the limitations that were removed, the creativity changed also. So like on the SP1200, you only have 10 seconds to make a beat. And, you know, when you're on a computer, you can just, you know, plug away, do what you got to do. It's only limited by your, you know, your hardware, I guess, or your software.
So did that change? So did that change the style of beats that you made? Like, did your style of beats change when you changed over to using more computer softwares to create?
I think the style of beats changed in the sense that all of a sudden I had a much, yeah. So I reckon they definitely did to put it short. You know, it's just once again because of the technology and the limitations, everything kind of opened up a bit more. I had much more sampling time, and more instruments or virtual instruments, you know, to hand. But it also increased the learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
So that in itself, you just have to dedicate time to learning just like you do to learning the equipment. With PCs, you have a different bag of issues, different bag of skills you have to bring to the game if you're doing it all yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously, you know, the learning curve is quite steep depending on which DAW you're using or what you're trying to achieve.
True, true. And in terms of gear, is there a particular program that you like to use the most, or what is it that you like?
I still like the analog gear, so I still love the analog gear. I still love the SP1200 for that raw sound, MPC 2500s and the MPCs. But right now, I use Pro Tools for quite a while because it was the industry standard. But then recently, well, a few years now, got more into FL Studio. I use FL Studio a lot, Machine. So I've been looking at the Machine of recent, and I love it. It's great.
And that's with the trigger pads and all that. Like, I figure coming from the SP12 and the MPC era, you know, it's all of like, you know, tap the pads, get them going. So I know Machine has those the pads as well. Are you using that in conjunction with the software also?
No, I'm actually not. I'm not using the Machine hardware. I'm actually using my MPC is still hooked up as a MIDI controller.
Oh, nice.
So that with a little a Kai keyboard as well, just like an MPK, a little mini keyboard.
Yeah.
For the keys. But I'm still banging away on the MPC. The original is hooked up as a MIDI controller.
Nice.
I just love the feel of it, you know.
So I guess let's get into the track that is going to be featured on the pop-up. It's called Lies. Maybe you can talk about, you know, the production and, you know, what went into that, maybe your mood or anything, the story behind the beat.
The beat was fairly recent. It's been done in the last few months. So living in London, I've been on, you know, living in lockdown as everyone else here has during the COVID-19 phase. So yeah, it was done while being on lockdown, and it was just seeing what's going on around us. You know, like on the news and the media, you know, what do you believe? What's going on? What's real? What's not real? You know, and then nowadays it just seemed like a lot of people to me were just blatantly spitting lies out there, and you know, it was no big thing anymore. You know, it was like they could get away with it, or it was okay, or it seemed okay to do that in their world. And to me, it was just a form of that, expressing that through music, and you know, just kind of observing that, listening to things, and you know, things that were going on during this period lockdown. And that's where the tune came from. Really, just locked in my bedroom one night and just expressing that, channeling.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And how was it collaborating with Van? Like you know, it's not often we have an opportunity. I think this is what we're trying to do with the pop-up of connecting the visual artists with the musicians. So maybe tell us a bit about that experience and the collaboration and how you guys, you know, worked out the design for the music.
Vanza, you know, I didn't know about Van and vice versa before this whole project. So props once again for linking us up and helping us collaborate. So basically, I checked out his work, he was checking out my work, and he's a super dope artist, you know, a digital artist from Italy. And I was just amazed by the work, you know, when I saw his work. And you know, we're going back and forth online, speaking to each other, getting to know a bit more about each other, what makes us tick, what gives us our inspirations, you know, and we just went from there, you know, and I've been seeing the kind of artwork he was been putting together for the whole event. It's super dope, man. I hope you'll like it.
Yeah, I had a sneak peek already of it, and
Yeah.
you know, all the viewers out there are going to be able to check it as well coming up this weekend on Saturday. And yeah, like I think you know, the thing that we're trying to achieve the most through the pop-up is this exploration between mediums of music and digital art, and also technology. And you know, you were talking about technology and how that was a big part of your journey, not only as a musician, but just in general in everyday life, right? And so what's your experience with blockchain technology, or your thoughts about it? And are you familiar at all with it?
Not as familiar as you are. But I'm trying to learn, you know. I think it's the future, and you know, the blockchain technology, I think, is here to stay, regardless of anything else, regardless of what currency is flying around at the time, or does well or doesn't do well. I just 100% the blockchain, as far as I'm concerned, is here to stay and is the future.
Do you have your Ethereum address yet?
Sorry, do I have mine?
Yeah, your Ethereum address, your wallet,
Yeah,
your
I
Ethereum
got.
wallet. Okay.
Yeah, so but it's all very new to me, to be honest with you. It's all very new to me. It's nothing I've dabbled in before, or to. I've looked at it, I've read about it, I understand the history of the Bitcoin, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and things like that, but it's not something I've been a participating member in, you know. I've not participated in it to that level.
Well, now's the best time to do it. You know, and that's another thing that you know, we're trying to kind of create an on-ramp, or let's say like a facilitate onboarding of artists and musicians who may not have had experience with blockchain at all. And that's sort of one of our missions, because I think that as a technology and as a tool, it's something that can really benefit artists. And yeah, we just hope that, you know, through this journey, we can, you know, turn on as many people as possible to the potential and the benefits of it, and the ecosystem and the crypto art scene, and what we're doing with audio NFTs, the non-fungible tokens, which is essentially these digital assets, unique digital assets that people can collect and own, which is what the music and the art is going to turn into. Yeah, so we're super excited for the weekend, and you know, to let people, you know a bit more about you on the interview. Unfortunately, Van is too busy to jump on a video, so we're gonna have his interview done in text. So that's going to be part of the post that people are going to see this in when they check it out and when we promote it. And is there anything else you wanted to add, or anything before we close it up?
I just wanted to say thanks once again. You know, I really appreciate the opportunity to collab with other artists and work with yourself. You know, just big shout out, man. It's been a while since we linked up in Toronto back in the days. Mm-hmm. So just big shout out to all my people from Toronto as well. You know, Symbolic Music Crew, Who, my brother Who, man named Who. You know, who I collaborated with back in the days on my first track. You know, I still hold that real close to my heart. So big shout outs to all of them out there. Big shout out to all my people out in London, the London scene, and you know, worldwide. Basically, it's a worldwide scene, so it's real exciting right now. And if you want to reach out to me, then Instagram is Real Siha, Siha, and the website and the YouTube channel is Fingerprint .studio.
Dope. And you can all check that out in the description below. And we're going to see you on Saturday, the 22nd of August. Don't miss it. It's going to be awesome. This is episode 3 of the Pop-Up Season 2. And don't forget to support the artists. Grab yourself an NFT, you know, when the music comes out, when the art comes out, and also spread the word. You know, follow Siha on Instagram. And also check out the website. All the links are going to be below, so you can do that. Thanks so much for taking the time. I know it's like, what, 38 degrees over there in London. It must be boiling up in the studio. All right, much love, man. Thanks a lot. Peace out.
Take care, brother. Peace. Thank you.